Polyphia is it's like elevator music on steroids. I'm Eric's father.
Hello,
And welcome
to At First Glance.
Today's a fun episode. It's a music review. Today's episode, we're reviewing Polyphia's new album.
Remember that you will die.
So if you don't know Polyphia's been around for a little while.
2010, they are based out of Texas, known for their virtuosic. How do you say that? Virtuosic. That's it. Virtuosic guitar playing. Yeah, they're a progressive.
That was the guys from Polyphia.
Yeah, so they're a progressive band. Their earlier days, they were a little bit more metal. Now they're starting to go into like the hip hop, the pop.
Yeah. I didn't really hear about Polyphia. You actually introduced me to Polyphia a couple of years back. I don't think they were that popular. They're like blowing up right now. It seems that like everybody likes Polyphia now.
Yeah, it's a hype train. Everybody's starting to know the new things, even though it's like 12 years old.
Yeah, they're getting features with like stevevai.
stevevai
is a big one. It seems like they're doing like a lot of different artists featuring on this album, at least.
Yeah, there's a lot of features. They're usually instrumental, and they put a few songs out with some lyricists.
And the way they seem to do it is like if they're singing in the song, it's more so like it's another instrument. It seems like it's not like like that one with the girl. It's like ABCD. Yeah, and it's like she's not like singing. It's like she's using her voice as like an instrument itself. Which I mean, in the end of the day, that's what it is.
I am not a fan of that song.
From what I've heard of the album, I'd like to listen to it like. Just like anything with music, you kind of listen to it a couple of times before it like sinks in and you kind of understand it or the vibe or whatever. I still need to listen more. They released as singles and now they have the album, so they gave us a little taste of like what the album was. But with Polyphia, is their songs are so different that like you could hear one of the songs and be like, okay, so that's the vibe of the album.
Yeah, there's a lot of different vibes in this album.
Yeah.
Genesis has like this brassy, jazzy feel to it. It's very smooth. It's like softer, easy listening, which is cool.
Yeah.
But they have some other songs that are crazy too. I noticed like when I was listening to, it was Bloodbath, I didn't even look at the featured artist and I was just listening to the song. The guy started singing and I was like, damn, that sounds like Chino from Deftones. And of course it's him. And I'm
Deftones is nice too.
Chino's
they're
on
featuring big guys, dude.
Yeah, Chino's on the album, stevevai and Ego Death.
Yeah, Playing God I think was the first song they released.
And that was one of my favorites.
And Playing God is like a ridiculous showcase of the band itself, is like what they're all about and what they're capable of, I think.
They're always known for tight rhythmic patterns. Tim Henson and the other guitarists, they're both crazy. They're awesome.
Every musician in this band is like
they're
ridiculous.
Tight,
yeah, and then together, alone each one of these guys is ridiculous, and then they work so well together. It's almost like they're just inventing it's a genre almost.
It's very complex, playing on all their parts.
A lot of music theory involved in it. They're all very intelligent musicians.
And I know they'll receive a lot of hate with some people that aren't musicians because it ends up sounding the same if you don't know what you're looking for or what notes are being played. And then you get into the rap of, it sounds the same. I understand that with people who don't know like music theory or where they're going with the song and stuff like that. It's very complex and I feel like they're doing a good job so far. They've always done a good job in the past albums.
Yeah, Polyphia seems to be the type of band that is the musician's band. Yeah. Where musicians can understand it because they're musicians. But I think with this album and with like the other people
featuring
rather,
it might be a little more opening up to people who don't know music.
Yeah, so I think they're trying to cater to the layman in a sense. Either way, I think like it sounds good. You may not understand why it sounds good. Their subtle way they transition is I think is one of the best parts of their of Polyphia.
Everything to keep your attention. It does.
Polyphia is on my playlist for my morning shower every morning. I have I listen to Playing God every morning and Goat, which is from another album. This band is pretty nice. What would you say are the standouts
of this album?
Yeah.
Obviously Ego Death with stevevai. Bloodbath I liked. Chimera was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It got pretty heavy, which is they haven't touched the heavy aspect of writing in a long time, and then they decided to put it into this album, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, into a couple different songs.
Yeah, and again with the Genesis song, very vibey.
That's all the brass, right?
Yeah. They have a couple songs where like it feels like you're in a car in summertime, just like joyriding. You know, I like that they had a little bit of rap in there.
Well, their beats are like hip hop anyway.
Well, it's something I always told people, and some people agree, some people don't. But rap and like gent and metal just go together. Not only Polyphia has done it.
Of course.
The singer of Attila had this new band called, was it Bones?
Boners.
It's gonna bug me. Anyway, he had a rapper and he was screaming with him. They were both kind of like really fast lyrics, and then they had metal, genty kind of music behind it. I did listen to the album and then I watched the video on top of it. Having a visual representation with the music kind of helps you get a little more into it. But they did a really good job with the music video. They had Steve Vai in the throne.
They were like paying homage to like Steve Vai in that video.
The big question was like, did Polyphia outgoat Steve Vai?
Yeah. Well, in that song particularly, I think Steve Vai, I don't think they were trying to be like, oh, what can Steve Vai do that would be better than what we can do? I think it was really like, let's play off of he has his own thing. You know, they were more so trying to make a song catered to Steve Vai's type of playing, not so much, oh, show off and show us what Steve Vai can do compared to us. Right. Because Steve Vai is pretty, like, he's got his own way, you know, his own style of, his own method of playing, really. It's like he invented it, so.
He's nasty.
Yeah, so I like how as a band who, you know, somewhat comes across as being like almost too good and like full of themselves maybe in a way, that they weren't, it wasn't like a competition with Steve Vai or any of the people they're featured. It's like they're trying to.
I wanted Steve Vai to go a little harder in there.
Yeah, you want him to.
I wanted him to like really rip. I'm not saying what he did was simple or easy to play. I'm just saying like I really wish he would have went a little harder. Yeah, he doesn't have to prove himself. I know that.
Yeah, I think it's getting a little more praise than it should. Compared to the other songs on the album, I think there's like better songs than
I agree.
Ego Death.
Yeah.
Playing God is one of them. Chimera is one of them. That brassy one is really cool.
Yeah.
You know.
They have a lot of cool songs on here.
Yeah,
they have some I don't like. Nice. Like I said, the ABC song just doesn't do it for me. It just seems like a jumbled mess when they're just singing the alphabet, and it kind of seems like no point. And I know you were saying like it's kind of like an instrument, and I agree, and the lyrics didn't make sense or didn't need to be there, but I feel like if they cut the vocals out, it would have sounded a lot better to me.
Yeah, I think they're trying different things, I think.
So there was 7 songs I liked. There was one and then 4 that I just like won't ever listen to on purpose. All in all though, I gave it like an 8 out of 10. So
yeah, that's good for an album because
usually I'll pick 1 or 2 songs out. That's what I'll download.
I love Playing God. I like Neurotic is actually pretty cool too.
Yeah, it's got a catchy beat.
Yeah, Chimera is awesome. I really like Chimera. That may go into my shower playlist.
Yeah, well, having like a metal background, we kind of
coming from metal
we go towards
then the heavier stuff is gonna be like, oh, look at that.
Yeah,
you did that for me.
I'm the mustard man.
Anytime you're like, oh no, like they released ABC, and I was like, damn,
I was disappointed.
Like this album's gonna be kind of wonky.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, oh no, that's just that. Here's awesome, cool stuff.
There's a lot of different stuff in this album. There's a lot to dig for. A lot of different people will like certain songs, and I think it's got a wide range of.
That's something for everyone, dude.
Yeah, exactly. It's got a wide range of stuff for everybody to kind of pick through, which is cool.
And this isn't like going into the technical side of things.
No,
we could make like an hour-long video on every song. Literally. We still wouldn't even like scratch the surface.
With a progressive band, you're constantly soloing. It may seem minor, but you're just constantly ripping through the fretboard wherever you are.
It's really an amazing band.
You got Herman Lee doing a review for Ego Death. I like Herman Lee, but damn, dude, leave some room for me. You know?
What the heck, Herman?
Yeah, I think that's about everything I wanted to mention. Yeah, if you haven't checked out Remember You Will Die by Polyphia, check it out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment.
Ring that bell.
Ring the bell.
Oh, ding, 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 ding.